I had just woken up when I found a gold chain fastened to my left hand. The other end was tied to my sworn enemy, my childhood friend, Yaqian. Without hesitation, I yanked her upright. You big dummy. What are you doing? How dare you sleep in my bed? Yaqian showed no trace of sleepiness. She did not seem particularly surprised either. She merely curved her red lips slightly, watching me with a smile. I raised my left wrist. What is this? Untie me now. I showed her the gold chain. Yaqian instantly became agitated. You want to go find Yuan Tiantian again, do you not? Do not even think about it. You will never see her again for the rest of your life. I scratched my head and asked, who is this Yuan whatever Tiantian? Why would I go looking for her? Now Yaqian froze, but only for a second. She quickly recalled everything I had done before. When she did not answer, I began examining my surroundings. It was an enormous room, lavishly decorated and clearly expensive. Yaqian thought I was about to lose my mind again. She sneered. What are you trying to do? Smash a vase over my head again? Or are you going to? I ignored her. After taking a quick look around, I had countless questions. Where are we? Your house? But I remember your house looking nothing like this. And how did I get here? Why am I chained to you? Why were we sleeping in the same bed? What did you do to me? This gold chain is an alloy, right? It cannot be real gold, can it? You do not know where this is. The house you secretly bought behind my back and kept hidden from me. What do you mean? Then I suddenly saw something strange. A line of translucent words appeared out of thin air. The male lead is faking amnesia to fool his villainous wife again. Feeling bad for CEO Z for 1 second. How long can he keep this act up? I bet it will not last a day. The second female lead must have seen through him already. This is his third time pulling this stunt. The second female lead definitely will not fall for it again. By the way, has Yuan Tiantian appeared today? If not, bad review. What is so great about the female lead anyway? Can we please pay attention to our poor second female lead wife? Male lead, female lead, villain wife. I knew every word, but together, they sent a chill down my spine. The sheer absurdity of it. I had transmigrated. No, wait. I am still me, and the woman across from me is my childhood friend, Yaqian, the girl who has never gotten along with me since childhood. You do not remember Yuan Tiantian. Then what do you remember? I did not answer her question. I am married. You are my wife. How is that possible? Qiao Chen, if you want a divorce, it is absolutely impossible. I will never let you be with Yuan Tiantian, even if I die. Do not dream of being with Yuan Tiantian. I am not even 20 yet. How could I be married? That certificate has to be fake. This marriage is illegal. How old are you this year? 19. Yaqian's pupils trembled. Her heart skipped a beat. Then she calmed herself. Qiao Chen, I cannot be bothered wasting time on you. Stop acting. How many times have you pretended to have amnesia? Are you not bored? You are the one wasting my time. Do not go looking for Yuan Tiantian again. She does not truly love you. Amnesia. I do not have amnesia. Yesterday, I ran the 800-meter race at the sports meet. Then I came in first. I twisted my ankle while bragging to you about it. But as for what is happening now, I really do not remember much. The more Yaqian heard, the more her expression changed. Her gaze remained locked on me. A Chen met Yuan Tiantian not long after that. If a Chen truly has amnesia, then it makes sense that he said he does not know Yuan Tiantian. You are not 19 this year. You are 26. We have been married for 4 years. 4 years. A full 4 years. I do not believe it. I am clearly only 19. And how could I have married you? You used to say that even if every man in the world died, you still would not like me. I will believe you for now. But if I find out you have lied to me again, next time, 1 chain will not be enough to keep you locked up. I looked at the chain and curiously asked Yaqian, is this chain real gold or an alloy? It is real, but it is only 18 karat. Pure gold. Is too soft. Then it is still an alloy. I got excited for nothing. Yaqian's voice softened. Tell me whatever you want to buy. I will buy it for you. Have you changed? Getting even a little spending money from you before was not easy. You used to say all your money belonged to your husband. Now you are being generous. You are my husband now. How could I have married you? Is something wrong with you? Or with me? You are not lying to me, are you? Yaqian grabbed the marriage certificate from the bedside and tossed it to me. It was real. It even had an official seal. I looked at the date on it. I was 22. We got married the year we graduated. Morning sunlight streamed through the enormous floor-to-ceiling windows. Yaqian sat in the dining room, her gaze drifting over me now and then. Mrs. Wang politely said, "Sir, breakfast is ready." I stared at the breakfast on the table, my eyes lighting up. Yaqian watched me without giving anything away. As I ate, I called toward the kitchen, "Mrs. Wang, your cooking is incredible." Mrs. Wang poked her head out of the kitchen. "I am glad you like it, sir. Have some more, then." "I love it." As I spoke, I stuffed another pan-fried bun into my mouth. When was the last time I had seen a Chen this happy? What if this is all fake? At that thought, the tenderness that had nearly overflowed was instantly covered in frost. What if a Chen is only trying to lower my guard, so he can leave me again and go to Yuan Tiantian? I will give a Chen a chance. I will wait, watch, and decide. That thought coiled around Yaqian's heart like a venomous snake. She set down her coffee cup. If a Chen intends to deceive me, that custom gold cage in the basement has always lacked something to put inside it. I would not mind letting a Chen live in it again. I suddenly spoke up. "Yaqian, I do not remember your family being this rich. This villa cannot have been cheap, right? Did you earn the money yourself? How much money have you made all these years?" The old Chen never asked about my assets. He did not care about anything concerning me. A Chen only thought about Yuan Tiantian. He only cared about Yuan Tiantian. He only wanted to please Yuan Tiantian. Yaqian took a deep breath. Yaqian took a deep breath. Not expensive. Just over 300 million yuan. My net worth is still in the tens of billions of yuan. The moment I heard 300 million, my eyes went wide. When I heard she had tens of billions, my eyes nearly popped out of my head. She is insanely rich. I set down my chopsticks and looked at her seriously. "You said we are legally married now, right? You want a share of our marital assets?" "Heh. Half your fortune is mine. So that means I am also." "Take off your clothes." "Now, is that really appropriate? Why do we not go back to the bedroom? Yaqian and I are already married, anyway. What is the harm in taking them off? It is not like I would be losing out." My smile was radiant, without a trace of darkness. Seeing the delight all over my face, Yaqian could not help rubbing her forehead. Could he really have amnesia this time? Even when a Chen pretended before, he could never hide his disgust from me. No, I still need to watch him longer. "A Chen, we have a prenuptial agreement. A prenuptial agreement. If we divorce, you leave with nothing." My expression immediately fell. That completely shattered me. You actually took precautions against me. Yaqian, I never thought you were this kind of person. You have disappointed me so much. When we got married, you were the one who brought it up. I brought it up. Why? Was I an idiot? Did I give up money just to act high and mighty? Because back then, a Chen never truly wanted to marry me. Yuan Tiantian had broken a Chen's heart. That was the only reason he reluctantly agreed to marry me. A Chen also insisted on signing the prenuptial agreement. He repeatedly told me that we were only a fake couple. How did we end up getting married? And who exactly is Yuan Tiantian? I pressed her further. Just as I asked that, my gaze went back to the floating comments. "A Chen, my husband. Yuan Tiantian is your wife. Please, his wife is Yaqian. Legally, too. Tiantian and a Chen are the couple destined for each other. I will fight every one of you trying to make the second female lead the heroine. That cheating woman does not deserve to be the heroine. Once the male lead remembers, he will definitely return to the heroine. You clowns, stop trying to break up the official couple, okay?" From those floating comments, I realized that's Yaqian, Yuan Tiantian, and I were probably the love-crazed characters in a novel. The male lead, the villainous second female lead, and the cheating heroine. But what does that woman even look like? How could she make me willing to kill myself for her? Yaqian hesitated for a long time. Then she said, "Yuan Tiantian was your first love. You kept deceiving me for her. Deception after deception, lie after lie. Why did I sign that prenuptial agreement? I was such a complete idiot." Seeing me like this, Yaqian said, "A Chen, you woke up with amnesia this morning, and now you are even insulting yourself. Should I call the family doctor?" I shook my head. "No need. I am fine." Yaqian took in every bit of my strange behavior. This is too strange. Everything a Chen has done today is too strange. Could a Chen have secretly contacted Yuan Tiantian? What did Yuan Tiantian say to a Chen this time? This amnesia. Could it really be an elaborately planned act? Is it meant to make me lower my guard? Yet everything feels like it has returned to the past. To when a Chen did not love Yuan Tiantian. Yaqian's gaze dimmed. The suspicion in her heart grew wildly like vines. After Yaqian finished breakfast, she still had work to handle at the company. She was about to leave. I had not even finished eating when I saw Yaqian heading out. I followed her. I casually asked, "Where are you going?" "To work?" I nodded. "Right, I forgot. What about me? Where do I work?" "You are not allowed outside." I looked up at her. "Why? You think I am lying? You do not have much credibility with me. I really do not remember anything from the past 6 years. I do not even remember that round, or flat whatever her name is. I do not know who she is. What could I possibly do? Since you have forgotten, then stay home and behave. Do not go outside, and do not think about running away. There are bodyguards here." Disbelief filled Yaqian's eyes as she spoke. "My phone. I have agreed to stay indoors. At least give me something to entertain myself with. I will have someone bring you a new one shortly." Smiling, I gave her an okay sign. The moment Yaqian stepped outside, she told the bodyguards, "Watch him closely. Do not let the son-in-law go anywhere, and do not let him see anyone, especially Yuan Tiantian." "Yes, ma'am." There was a crucial bidding event that evening. The Z Group and the Yuan Group, along with several other companies, would all be bidding. Yaqian's assistant stood beside her, briefing her on the day's schedule. The assistant knew what had happened to me that morning, and could not help feeling worried. Whenever the son-in-law pulled something like this, it was always to help the Yuan Group steal a project. The Z Group was not the Yuan Group's only competitor, but it was certainly their strongest rival. The assistant knew what had happened to me that morning, and could not help feeling worried. Once the Z Group was taken out, no one would be able to stand against the Yuan Group. "Say what you mean, President Z. Could the son-in-law be faking it, just to make you lower your guard, then pull something big at tonight's event?" The son-in-law had already sabotaged many of the Z Group's deals, but President Z always indulged him, even when it cost the company huge profits, and the shareholders strongly objected. She still refused to divorce him. The son-in-law must be blind. He cannot see what an amazing wife he has, and insist on throwing himself at some trashy woman instead. Even I feel that Yaqian deserves better. If that is truly the case, you should prepare contingency plans in advance. No matter what happens, we will win this project. Do not let the son-in-law's actions throw you off course. You are right, President Z. Back at home, full and satisfied, I lay back down on the bed. I have to admit, this bed was enormous. The bedding was all silk, soft and smooth. The mattress was incredibly soft, too. It was even smart and adjustable. I felt like I never needed to leave for the living room. The Qiao and Z families used to be fairly well off. They could have afforded furniture like this, but certainly not a villa this huge. I still could not figure out how Yaqian had gotten her revenge. How could someone be this successful? The floating comments continued scrolling in real time. They were all trivial nonsense, with no useful information at all, so I could not be bothered to read them. I had barely spent any time scrolling when a new message popped up on my new phone. A Chen. "Today's project is extremely important. You have to help me hold Yaqian back. Once I defeat the Z Group, we will get married." Just as I was completely confused, I looked at the floating comments in midair. The female lead still has the nerve to con the male lead. The male lead will definitely agree. He loves the female lead so much. Hard to say. The male lead has amnesia now. Who even remembers she is the female lead? The male lead's amnesia has not been confirmed. Maybe he is faking it to deceive the second female lead. Today's project is very important. Whoever gets it will leave the other far behind. Please, male lead, do not cause any more trouble. Now I understood. The one messaging me was that trashy woman with the round door flat name. I rolled over and went back to scrolling through my phone. Another 10 minutes or so passed. I still had not replied. Only then did Yuan Tiantian realize something was wrong. She began sweet-talking me, trying to coax me into doing her bidding. She was getting on my nerves, so I blocked her. Yuan Tiantian never expected me to block her. How could he have blocked me? Have I been neglecting him lately? Yuan Tiantian immediately sent me several more sweet messages. She was basically saying that what she had with other men was fake. Just business partnerships. I was the only one she loved. She was making money so she could marry me. Even this project was so she could give me a better life later. Transfer 5 million to me. Then show me what you are made of. Yuan Qiao's tone changed at once. Chen, you have changed. You were not this materialistic before. You used to be innocent, pure, wonderful, and kind. As pure as snow and ice. Have you spent too long around Yaqian? She has influenced you. You need to stay away from her. I am working hard for our future. Why can you not help me and understand what I am going through? I frowned, falling into self-doubt. I muttered to myself, would I really fall for some painfully ordinary woman with an inflated ego? Did I travel through time, or do I have amnesia? But either way, there is no way I would like a self-absorbed woman like her. I could not be bothered wasting words on an asshole like her. I blocked her phone number too. Then I went back to my phone. On the way to the bidding event, Annie Wang, the Z household's housekeeper, called Yaqian. Hello, Annie Wang. Before Yaqian could speak, and ask why she had called. Miss, the son-in-law has been vomiting non-stop at home. His stomach hurts too. He is in so much pain that he is rolling on the floor. Where is the family doctor? We just called the doctor. He will be here soon. The son-in-law wanted to call an ambulance, but the bodyguards would not allow it. They said they needed your approval. Tell those idiots to call an ambulance immediately. If anything happens to the son-in-law, every last one of them is fired. Call an ambulance immediately. No one dared waste another second. Yaqian hung up and told the driver to turn around. President Z, our bidding event is about to begin. Yet the son-in-law gets a stomachache at a time like this. Zhu, the assistant in the front seat, reminded her. I know what you mean. But to me, Chen will always come first. Even if every time he cries wolf, he is lying to me, I will still believe him the next time. Chen can make trouble and deceive me countless times. But I cannot ignore him even once. I am not someone blessed with good fortune. I cannot lose Chen. I could not bear the pain of losing him either. Zhu opened her mouth, wanting to say more, but ultimately only answered yes. The black Rolls-Royce was one intersection away from the bidding venue when it made a swift U-turn and sped toward the Z residence. Yaqian took a deep breath. It was not that I had not considered it. This might be another carefully orchestrated accident. The timing was far too convenient. Perhaps the goal was to keep me from the bidding event. But I had no choice. I could not take that risk. I did not dare. Even if the boy who cried wolf story plays out 100 times. The 101st time, I will still run to Chen without hesitation. Her phone vibrated. It was a message from Annie Wang. The ambulance has arrived. They are taking the son-in-law to the hospital. Zhu swiftly worked on her tablet, arranging to postpone the bid. Yaqian kept staring out the window. The car screeched to a stop outside the hospital emergency department. The instant the car came to a halt, Yaqian rushed inside. Outside the emergency room, Annie Wang and several bodyguards waited anxiously. When Annie Wang saw her, Miss, Yaqian's voice trembled noticeably. Where is my husband? Inside. The doctor is examining him. Yaqian walked to the emergency room door. Through the glass window, she could only see shadows moving inside. She clenched her fists, forcing herself to calm down. Then she turned to the bodyguards standing silently beside her. Who stopped him from calling an ambulance? Her voice was quiet, but cold as ice. A tall bodyguard nervously stepped forward. Sir had previously instructed us that if the son-in-law needed to use an emergency contact or call a car to go out, he needed to obtain your approval first. What I need is for you to guarantee his absolute safety, not force him to endure pain alone. Yaqian cut him off. Suppressed fury smoldered in her eyes. If anything had really happened to him, which of you could bear the responsibility? The bodyguards fell silent in fear, not daring to argue further. Just then, the emergency room door opened. A doctor came out. Yaqian immediately went to him. Doctor, how is my husband? Acute gastroenteritis. The patient is underweight. He normally does not eat much. This time, he ate too much all at once. It put too much strain on his stomach, causing severe cramps and vomiting. We have given him medication. His pain has eased now. He is on an intravenous drip for observation. It is nothing serious. Do not worry. The weight on her heart finally dropped away. A wave of weakness followed. But above all, she was relieved. Yaqian let out a long breath. Thank you, doctor. Can I go in and see him now? Yes, but the patient needs rest now. Please keep quiet. Yaqian nodded. She gently pushed open the door and walked in. On the hospital bed, I had my eyes closed. My face was still somewhat pale. A needle was inserted into the back of my hand. Clear medicine dripped down slowly, one drop at a time. Hearing footsteps. My lashes trembled. I opened my eyes and saw it was her. A complicated emotion flashed through my eyes. It seemed like surprise, or perhaps something else. But weakness quickly masked it. Do you not have an important meeting? My voice was slightly hoarse. A nearly imperceptible glint flashed in Yaqian's eyes. In a gentle voice, she asked, "How did you know?" The second female lead suspects, the male lead, may have deliberately lured her away from the bidding event. The second female lead came prepared. Even if she does not show up, her people are no pushovers either. The male lead cries once, and the second female lead comes running like a dog. I support the second female lead. Lock up the male lead. I want to see some captivity roleplay. I had planned to explain it to Yaqian anyway. After all, in my current memories, Yaqian is the person I know. I got a message on my phone today, telling me to keep you occupied. What did you say? What important meeting? Yaqian, you have to believe me. I have amnesia now. Even if we do not get along, I would never help anyone else go after you. Do not tell me it is only because I do not know Yuan Tiantian now. Even if I knew her, I could not ruin your career like this. My words moved Yaqian. If only it could always be like this. Yaqian tried to take my phone. In the past, I would have been very nervous. But this time, I picked up my phone, unlocked it, and handed it to her. She then saw Yuan Tiantian's plea to make up, along with her sweet talk. Her gaze darkened again. After reading the messages, it was indeed as I said. I really did not agree. Me ending up in the hospital was purely a coincidence. I saw that my 26-year-old self was too thin, so I thought I would eat more to build myself up. Who knew I would turn out to be this fragile? It had been a long time since Yaqian heard me chatter to her and say so much. I wanted nothing more than to tell her every trivial thing that happened to me. All of it. Chen really seemed to have forgotten Yuan Tiantian. She could see me again. Yaqian stayed with me at the hospital as I received my drip. Night outside the window was black as ink. Occasionally, a nurse's light footsteps sounded in the hallway. The fluid in the intravenous bottle fell at a steady pace, as if measuring time. I leaned against the raised hospital bed. My face was still a little pale, but my eyes were remarkably bright, as if eager to pull from the mist a piece of my past that I had forgotten. I asked many questions, all about those 6 years. Everything about the Yaqian I had forgotten. At first, she only gave brief answers, even trying to change the subject. To her, those 6 years were countless silences where words died unsaid. They were the sight of my back as I walked towards someone else. They were deeply buried, jealousy and helplessness that nearly consumed her. They were the most miserable 6 years between us. She did not want to mention them, not a single word. But whenever she was about to fall completely silent, her eyes would meet mine as I looked at her. There was no shadow or longing born of memory in them, only pure curiosity, clear as a stream in early autumn, untouched by the dust of the past. Facing eyes like those, she found she could not build a wall around herself. Those bitter fragments were eventually drawn out by my questions, piece by piece. That Yuan, whatever her name was. How did I meet her? Yaqian's fingers absently rubbed the edge of the bedrail. The metal's chill seeped through her fingertips. Her voice was even and matter-of-fact, giving away no emotion. Only she knew. The old fire of jealousy was smoldering in her chest again. Yuan Tiantian was a graduate student at our university. After you sprained your ankle, I took you to the campus clinic. She paused, as if she could still feel the weight of you leaning on me back then. After that, I accompanied you to every follow-up and dressing change. But at the last appointment, you had mostly recovered. You had no trouble walking either. I had something to do that day too. So I did not go to the clinic with you. That was when you met her. Just one absence. Just that one time. I had been by your side every other time, never leaving you for a moment. Yet it could not outweigh fate's seemingly accidental twist, which made a Chen fall for another woman. At first sight, even now, it feels like a tiny thorn, lodged in the softest part of my heart. And then, I asked, as though I were hearing a story that had nothing to do with me. That was when you started keeping secrets. You snuck around every day. Your mind always elsewhere. My project had reached a critical stage. I was working day and night. By the time I had the time and energy to find you, you came to tell me you were going to confess to Yuan Tiantian. The hospital room fell quiet for a moment. Only the faint hum of the machines remained. So, How did we end up getting married? My brow slowly furrowed. Again, I asked the question that had haunted me since I woke up this morning, circling in my heart, and baffling me most of all. Later, you found out. Yuan Tiantian was not involved with only you. More importantly, she already had a fiancé chosen by her family. In a fit of rage, you came to me and married me on impulse. You looked like an abandoned puppy then. I softened and agreed. Yaqian was lying. The truth was, she had longed for me, but could never have me. When she was consumed with regret, I gave her a chance. I was the other man. I was tricked into becoming the other man. I abruptly sat upright. My voice rose sharply with shock and anger, making the needle in the back of my hand twitch. The moment the words left my mouth, I was stunned. Then a wave of absurdity swept over me. I did not even know what expression to make. I asked Yaqian about the past 6 years. I wanted to hear her answer, but I wanted even more to know what the comments would say. The male and female leads fell in love at first sight. A childhood sweetheart can never beat a fated newcomer. The second female lead lost fair and square. The female lead's feelings for everyone else were fake. Only her feelings for the male lead were real. Oh, give it a rest. The female lead flirts with everyone. How many times has the male lead fallen apart because of her? As the heir to the Yuan group, with so many illegitimate children fathered by her dad, of course Yuan Tiantian had to secure power first. A political marriage was simply a means to that end. Other than the male lead, it was all just an act. Just an act. Then why did she not break off her engagement and be with the male lead? When the male lead was cyberbullied and called the other man, she hit again. And you call that love? The comments were fighting fiercely as I listened to Yaqian's concise, yet information-packed account. Yuan Tiantian's history over those 6 years slowly formed a complete picture in my mind. In the end, it was merely a cliché, painful story. She was ambitious, determined to cling to her family's power, yet unable to let go of the person who stirred her heart. So she strung me along with promises of true love, while maintaining her engagement to the man who could benefit her. She played both sides. Until the truth came out, I bore all the blame, while the person who claimed to love me might not even step forward to defend me right away. This plot was straight out of a trashy old-school romance novel. I truly could not understand it. Was someone this stupid really me? That is nothing like me. How could I have been so stupid? At last, the fluid in my intravenous drip ran out. Finally, I could leave the hospital reeking of disinfectant. My eyes were glued to the Rolls-Royce. My eyes lit up again and again. Your car is incredible. My fingers lightly traced the gleaming car door. 28 million yuan. I suddenly turned to her. A trace of reluctant wistfulness entered my voice. If I had not run into that Yuan Tiantian back then, could I have made a success of my own business too? I could have made a fortune, then bought a mansion and luxury cars through my own hard work. I paused. My chin lifted slightly. With a petulant little fantasy, I added that I could even keep a female model or something. Keep who? None of your damn business. I am going to keep a female model. 6 years of my best youth vanished for no reason. 6 years. I had never even properly held a woman's hand. Then I woke up already tied to you. So, what if I want to keep a female model? I am going to. While I was on the intravenous drip, that brief warm atmosphere had long since vanished. Around Yaqian, I slipped back into the way we had been together years ago. I said whatever I wanted, without a care. When we got in the car to head home, I deliberately walked around her, opened the rear door, and climbed straight in. I was clearly treating her as my personal chauffeur. Yaqian watched my childish, lively antics. That familiar feeling welled up in her heart again. Her red lips curved despite herself. She opened the rear door, trying hard to pull me out. I rarely got to see Yaqian act this childish. So, I went along with her tugging, letting her shove me into the passenger seat. You really take me for your chauffeur? You should be honored to chauffeur a young master like me. You ought to be secretly thrilled. Yaqian said nothing else. The Rolls-Royce silently glided into the night, heading for the Z residence. When we reached the front door, I stayed stubbornly in the passenger seat, while Yaqian stubbornly, almost childishly, tugged at me. The servants waiting outside the Z residence had never seen their young mistress and her husband so intimate with each other. Usually, they either gave each other cold looks or fought bitterly, but today, it was as though they had become different people. One was teasing, while the other smiled. It seemed this young couple's relationship was finally beginning to thaw. Yaqian linked her arm through mine, walked me through the hallway, and headed straight into the master bedroom. She guided me onto the bed, her face flushed red. Her unexpected tenderness caught me off guard. The words slipped out. "You've changed a lot. You are trying to say I look old again, aren't you? Do not forget, we are the same age. You are even a week older than me. So, are you indirectly calling me old?" "No." Yaqian turned toward the wardrobe. A faint smile tugged at her lips. "Go take a shower first. We are sleeping together." My thoughts immediately went somewhere else. I thought about what might happen after the shower. I asked warily. "Yes, I will even put a chain on you. So, you do not run off in the middle of the night. That is unlawful imprisonment. I am calling the police." "Go ahead, call them. We are legally married." "I will tell the police. It is just a little bedroom fun between spouses. Do you think they will interfere?" "Yaqian, you pervert." When I came out of the bathroom, I was wearing only pajamas. For some reason, Yaqian seemed embarrassed for a moment. She got up and quickly slipped into the bathroom too. Just then, the phone left outside lit up. "President Z, the bidding results are in. We won. The Yuan group is out." After Yaqian finished showering, she quickly dried herself off and pushed open the bathroom door. But the bedroom was empty. There was no sign of me. Yaqian's breath caught. It was as if she had suddenly fallen into an icy abyss. Could Chen have fooled me again? Had he vanished from my world again? A barely perceptible tremor ran through her. There was no response. A terrible premonition nearly swallowed her whole. "Qiao Chen. Someone, go find my husband, right now." Just then, there was a soft click. The guest room door at the end of the hall opened a crack. "Stop yelling." My face was full of annoyance at being disturbed. "Why are you howling in the middle of the night? Are you going to let anyone sleep?" Seeing that I was still there, Yaqian finally relaxed. Seeing how frantic she was, almost crazed with worry, I was suddenly overcome with guilt. Before I traveled through time when I twisted my ankle, Yaqian helped me to the campus clinic. All the while, she kept scolding me. "Serves you right for showing off. Now you have got what you deserved." She kept scolding me for twisting my ankle. "Go on, keep showing off. You might twist the other one too." Before she finished, I deliberately wiggled my leg. She immediately fell silent. 20-year-old Yaqian had a sharp tongue. But whenever anything happened to me, she was always there immediately, even for the most trivial things. 26-year-old Yaqian was cold toward me, but she still cared about me. My mind was younger now. I was not the same age as her anymore, so I did not hold back around her. "You have a crush on me." It was not a question. There was not a trace of hesitation. My tone was far too certain. Yaqian abruptly stopped. "Like hell I have a crush on you. Come back to our room with me. You are not staying here." The livestream comments exploded again. I skimmed through them quickly. Amid all those arguing comments, I got no useful information at all. I had no mind to look deeper into it. Yaqian was already standing before me. "Walk back yourself. Or should I have someone carry you?" Her gaze was cool and distant. Her words were not a negotiation. They were an order. I looked away and said sheepishly, "I'll sleep in the guest room. It is not like I will run away. I am not interested in you. Look how skinny you are." I instinctively looked myself over. I was painfully thin, sickly thin. In her eyes, I caught a flash of pain that vanished at once. It was as though, while she hurt me, she had wounded herself too. "Then why do you insist on keeping me tied to you? I know too much has happened over these years. The way you treat me is connected to all of it. It is tied to the memories I lost, right? Before we got married, you were entangled with Yuan Tiantian, and you turned yourself into a complete wreck. After we got married, I gave you freedom at first. After you saw her for the first time, you came back and went on a hunger strike for 3 days, demanding a divorce. I did not agree, but I did not stop you from going to see her. I even sent bodyguards to protect you in secret. The next time I saw you, you were crying at our doorstep, telling me Yuan Tiantian and her fiancé were getting engaged. You got hurt several more times because of her. I forgot to tell you. She has a fiancé now. She has a fiancé. Yet she keeps stringing you along. Through your connections, she stole many of the Z Group's partnerships. She fed off both you and me. To build herself up, she never kept her promise to marry you. She never even broke off her engagement. You even slit your wrist for her. You swallowed sleeping pills, desperate to die. Even when her childhood friend needed a kidney, you even wanted to give him yours. Luckily, I stopped you. I locked you in the house. Otherwise, you would not just be skin and bones now. You would have been nothing but bones long ago. From then on, I had people watch you during the day and chain you to me at night while we slept. Do not even think about running. Was that really me? Was I really that huge an idiot? Was that really me? The more I heard, the worse my expression became. I sank into deep doubt. Was there something seriously wrong with this novel author's worldview? I simply could not relate. But I did not dwell on it. After all, I had forgotten everything. So I simply defended myself. But I have forgotten now. Have I not? In case you suddenly remember and start trying to kill yourself again, you have to come back with me. Do not resist. I am not interested in you. I gave in. Her loyalty in never abandoning me all these years moved me. Though Yaqian had a venomous tongue, she was family who had never left my side. Fine. I looked myself over. It was not like I was interested in myself either. Yaqian took me back to the master bedroom. With practiced ease, she chained us together. She kept her word, sleeping on the other side of the bed. I still could not sleep. Yaqian, this bed is really comfortable. Yaqian had been exhausted all day and had been scared twice more. She ordered me to go to sleep. The next morning, a faint clinking sound was especially clear in the silent room. Yaqian woke first. She moved quietly, but the chain's metal link still intruded on my awareness. So noisy. I do not have class this morning. Can you let me get some proper sleep? Frowning, I instinctively buried my face in the pillow. Get up and eat breakfast first. A woman's voice. If you want to sleep, sleep after breakfast. With my eyes closed, my foggy mind struggled to work. Why was there a woman in my dorm? Then the fragments of memory suddenly snapped together. As if scalded, I bolted upright. Your memory is pretty good. You even remember you have no class this morning. I did not answer. Sitting on the bed, I fell into deeper shock and thought. 6 years ago felt like yesterday. But the woman before me, and the subtle differences in my body, silently told me that 6 years had truly passed. This was not right. It was very wrong. Amnesia makes you forget. How could I remember even older events in perfect detail, yet lose only those long 6 years in between? An even stranger, an even more science fiction-like thought forced its way into my mind. Could I have traveled through time? Come downstairs for breakfast. Eat less today. Do not eat yourself into the hospital again like yesterday. I gave a quiet hum. I watched her slender figure leave. The bedroom door softly closed behind her. I suddenly fell backward, pulling the covers over my head. In the darkness, I continued wrestling with that shocking possibility. Sorry, I am late. My whole body went rigid. I instantly yanked off the covers, my sharp gaze sweeping the empty room. Who is in here? Hello, Qiao Chen. I am not in the room. I am in your head. A voice in my head. Was I hallucinating? A sign of schizophrenia? I could no longer stay calm. I threw off the covers and jumped out of bed, then ran barefoot from the room, clutching my head as I raced downstairs. Maybe I could shake off that creepy voice. Yaqian was having breakfast in the dining room. Hearing my terrified scream, she dropped her utensils and rushed for the stairs. She had barely climbed a few steps before I crashed into her. What is wrong? Her eyes quickly swept over my pale face. I grabbed her arm like it was a lifeline, words spilling out in a rush, my voice still trembling. I heard a strange voice. It says it is inside my head. Yaqian, is something really wrong with me? Am I schizophrenic? Am I hearing things? What are you talking about? Where is your voice? Yaqian merely frowned slightly, looking at me in confusion. My frantic explanation cut off abruptly. Are you deaf? I am worried about you, and you are calling me deaf. That accusation reached her ears loud and clear. Yaqian's face turned cold, looking deeply wronged. I said so much just now, and you did not hear a single word. I called you deaf, but your ears worked just fine for that. I was anxious and furious, my fear briefly overwhelmed by anger. You truly did not make any sound just now. Amnesia and auditory hallucinations, and now signs of speech loss, too. She did not dare waste another second. Come on. We are going to the hospital now. Just then, that voice sounded in my head again, this time soothing. Do not be afraid, host. I am not a creep, and you are not schizophrenic. I am System 0137. I stopped struggling. That abrupt term pulled my chaotic thoughts in an entirely new direction. I repeated it without thinking. Yes, host. System 0137's voice remained steady and emotionless. Sorry, I was supposed to introduce myself to you yesterday, but headquarters called a meeting, so I could only join you now. Also, you cannot, in front of anyone else, directly mention my existence. Any such words will be automatically blocked. We can speak directly in the bathroom. That will be safe, and no one will think you are mentally unstable. So that was it. Yaqian was not deaf. Those words had been blocked. It suddenly dawned on me. My taut nerves miraculously relaxed, and I even felt a flicker of absurd curiosity. 0137. It sounds like the last digits of a phone number, I muttered in my mind. System 0137 fell silent for a moment. Then a little emoticon appeared directly in my mind. It even has stickers? My eyes widened in surprise. I nearly cried out loud. Qiao Chen. Yaqian's call pulled me back to reality. She watched the expressions flicker across my face, her unease reaching its peak. Yesterday, he had amnesia, possible speech loss, and auditory hallucinations. And now you are staring blankly into thin air, with that strange expression. The symptoms keep piling up. This does not look good at all. Are you all right? We have to go to the hospital right now. I finally came back to my senses, seeing the undisguised worry and resolve in her eyes. I quickly waved my hands. I tried to make my expression look normal. I am fine, really. I was just a little grumpy after waking up. My head is still a little muddled. Let's have breakfast. I am hungry. Yaqian was only half convinced. After breakfast, she called the family doctor before leaving for work. While the family doctor examined me, a middle-aged man came rushing in, crying, rushing through the door. Sir, please put in a good word for me with Miss C. Please do not let her fire me. My mind was only 20 years old now. I had never seen someone older kneel before me. I hurriedly reached out to help him up. Please get up first. Tell me what happened. Sir, I have elderly parents to support, and a son still in college. I really cannot lose this job. The bodyguard quickly reported the situation at the villa to Yaqian. We only changed the number yesterday. Yet Yuan Qianshan heard about it that very day. There really was a mole in the house. Yuan Qianshan was watching the company's public movements, while playing hot and cold with the Chen, deliberately leading him on. Does she really think I, Yaqian, am just a prop? After hearing what the man had done, the last trace of sympathy I felt for him vanished. Keeping someone who betrays his employer for gain, and serves multiple masters by your side, is like planting a time bomb. It is far too dangerous. You can betray Yaqian today, and betray someone else tomorrow. Today, you are passing on information. Tomorrow, you might be taking a life. The Z family cannot afford to keep someone like you. I will settle your pay at the market rate. If you keep making trouble, I will sue you for violating employee rules, and seek damages. The bodyguard relayed every word I said to Yaqian. The coldness in Yaqian's face gradually softened. The family doctor's examination showed that I was physically fine. I was only too thin. Yaqian's mood brightened completely. This was the happiest day I had had in years. I hope Chen keeps up this amnesia act a little longer, but this time, I will never let you escape again. Chen seems to have truly forgotten. Then do not ever remember. Stay by my side forever. Stay willingly by my side. Back in the bedroom, I lay down and began speaking with the system in my mind. 137. Can you change that code name? Someone might think the food delivery had arrived. Certainly. What would you like to call me? Do not be so formal with me. I still feel pretty young. Can your way of speaking be adjusted a little? You are too calm, too cold and robotic. All right, it can all be adjusted. How about a cheerful, friendly style? Fine, as long as you do not sound so much like a robot. Otherwise, I will have no desire to talk to you. As for your name, first tell me what you can do. I am from the male lead department. My main mission is to save the male lead. Simply put, I am here to help you. What do I need saving from? Do you mean Yaqian keeping me locked up, or Yuan Qianshan hurting me? Host, there is something I need to tell you first. You need to prepare yourself. The world we are in is actually a novel. I know that already. How could you know? That should not be possible. I only just arrived. I have not said anything yet. Did another character tell you? And you believe them just because they said so. No, that cannot be right either. Is there something you want to say? I can see the comment feed. Is that a bug in your system? That was a mistake. I had just arrived yesterday when I was called back for a meeting. I accidentally enabled the comment feed feature. So, you have already learned about this world through the comment feed. Not really. They spend all day either playing fight the landlord or arguing. There is not much useful information. I only know I am a love-struck fool. I am the male lead. Yaqian is the second female lead and the villain. And there is a female lead addicted to cheating. Oh, do not talk about yourself like that. The male lead must be confident. You must be strong. This world exists because of you. The female lead and second female lead truly deserve harsh criticism. Are you sure I am the center of this world? Then why do all the resources and connections, and every advantage, go to the female lead? I am still this skinny. Even I hate how my bones poke into everything. This is a very old novel. Back then, stories of physical and emotional torment, shattered families, and death were all the rage. But that kind of story is no longer in fashion. This novel world has run through cycle after cycle. But in recent cycles, this little world has gradually gone off track, especially the last time. After the second female lead turned dark, she killed the female lead outright. Then she killed herself before your grave. All the main characters died. The world reset. And in this cycle, the second female lead's actions have become abnormal again. Wait, what did you say? I died. Am I not the male lead? How did I die? Who is the center of this world? The female lead is the author's own daughter, while the male lead is the adopted one, right? Why do I have to die? Do I have to die? Before I die, I will take that gold digger Yuan Tiantian down with me. A burst of static crackled. System 0137 has detected an instability alert. Host, please calm down. Our system is here to help you achieve a happy ending. HMPH, if you are here to force the original plot back on track, and give Yuan Tiantian and me some perfect ending, then I might as well go stab her right now. Who would not be sickened by an ending like that? Who would want a woman like that? Anyone who likes a woman like her can spend the rest of their life with her. Calm down. Our male lead department has high-level authority. Besides, those old tropes are no longer popular. You can decide your own ending. You can choose the second female lead as your romantic endgame. Or you can choose the path of a powerful male lead with no romance. Now that is more like it. I want a happy ending, where everyone is whole and together. How about I name you Reunion? Alright, host. Our goal is happiness and fulfillment. I look forward to working with you. You still have not told me what you can do. How do you plan to help me? That comment feed feature is helpful, but it is also a nuisance. Their daily arguments are driving me crazy. Sorry, host. I will turn it off right away. If you want to see it later, you can turn it back on in the bathroom. You need to complete the main storyline. Achieve your happiness. Each milestone you reach unlocks a reward. The final grand prize is growing old together. If you do not have a romantic partner, you can still safely live your life alone. Growing old together counts as a grand prize. What if I am unlucky, and the person I choose betrays me too? You can replace them anytime. Whoever you choose next will inherit that grand prize. The male lead system will always put the male lead first. I am reasonably satisfied with that. I have another question. Just 2 days ago, I was still in college. Now I have been married for 4 years. Why is that? Well, hear me out before you judge me. Hey, let me explain. At the very beginning of the story, I took you to headquarters to connect to the legacy terminal. Of course, novel characters do not retain memories of headquarters. My system upgrade took too long. You and I were supposed to arrive 6 years ago. The headquarters network lagged. It delayed my upgrade. 1 day at headquarters equals 1 year in this small world. I tried to rewind to at least when you had just gotten married, but we did not make it back. We ended up in an even worse present. Your body and mind have both been hurt. I am a college student. Are you one too? But you are way too unreliable. What exactly did that upgrade even accomplish? I only graduated from college this year. System. And you are my first host. What? Are you even reliable? Well, I am not very reliable myself. I am starting to doubt your abilities. I have confidence. I believe you will be happy. I asked. This world somehow lost 6 years. So, was I here during those 6 years, or not? But a version of you still existed in this world, and the plot has still been following the novel. For those 6 years, the world's programming was running. In other words, it was on autopilot. If it can run on autopilot, then what does it need me for? According to this novel's plot, I would have gone down that same path. Autopilot would have followed that same sequence. So, what is the difference between me and it? Besides, it is completely unlike my real personality. I would never do something like that. The difference is that when an autopilot-controlled body is injured, it feels no pain, has no emotions, and no thoughts. But you do. If I have thoughts, how could I do something so stupid? That is not me. Absolutely not me. Everyone else follows the script to the end, then dies. But you are different. The beginning and ending are not controlled by the plot. You can live however you want. Only the middle part is dictated by the story. That person being controlled was not me at all. He was merely a puppet on strings, living by a script someone else had written. He could not live as he wished. The me in the plot and the real me are completely different people. I cannot understand his thoughts or the way he does things. Nor could I ever do them. Making me act like an idiot once or twice would be one thing. But I could not possibly be that stupid every time. It is perfectly normal to feel that the one in the script is not you. The one bound by the plot is not the real you at all. Only the life you freely choose for yourself is the real you. No matter what, I will never accept those 6 years as mine. It was unbelievably idiotic. I could never do that. By the way, what is your ability? My ability is to rewind time 3 times. My ability is to rewind time 3 times. Rewind me to 6 years ago now. Let us start the mission from 6 years ago. Time reversal only works over a short period. Fine. I will save that skill for now. What are the main quest milestone rewards? You said this is the main quest. That means there are side quests as well as the main quest, right? The rewards are mystery boxes. Even I do not know what they might contain. Side quests are randomly assigned based on the people you encounter. You may choose whether to do them. That sounds pretty interesting. Z Group successfully secured the project. They had claimed a guaranteed profit project for themselves. This meant that among all the competing companies, Z Group would break ahead of the pack. The night Yuan Qianshan learned the result, she locked herself inside the executive office on the top floor of the Yuan Group building. She was the only person left on the entire floor. The email announcing the bidding results still sat coldly on her computer screen. Every word felt like a needle stabbing into her eyes. She slowly rose to her feet and walked to the floor-to-ceiling window. She looked out at Heishi's glittering nightscape. This business territory she had thought was about to fall under her control now seemed to be mocking her incompetence. She began smashing things wildly. After venting, she stood amid the wreckage, gasping for breath. Her long hair hung loose, and wisps at her forehead were soaked with sweat. Her phone screen lit up, showing an incoming call from her fiancé, Qiao. She did not answer. She only stared at the flashing name. Staring at that flashing name, her gaze dark and icy. 3 months earlier, to win the government bid and secure a 500 million yuan investment from the Qi family, Yuan Qianshan had signed a wager agreement with Qiao. If the project succeeded, the Qi family would receive 15% of the shares. If it failed, she would repay the principal and interest within 3 years, at an annual interest rate of 20%. She had also pledged 8% of her original shares as collateral. She had also made a solemn pledge to her father, Yuan Fengtai. Though Yuan Fengtai had stepped back from the front lines, he still held the real power. He valued ability over family ties. He already had many children, and even more illegitimate children outside the family. With Yuan Qianshan's crushing defeat this time, her position was completely shaken. The next morning, Yuan Qianshan forced herself to pull herself together. Trying to rally again, she contacted several small and mid-sized tech companies that had previously expressed interest in working with her. She began pushing several aggressive projects, hoping short-term results would win back her father's trust. Around noon, Qiao's father, Xi Jinping, called as expected. After a stern warning and a round of pressure, the call ended. The smile on Yuan Qianshan's face vanished instantly. Her gaze turned terrifyingly cold. A few seconds later, she viciously hurled her phone onto the newly replaced office desk. That old fox actually dared to stab me in the back. Both of them want to kick me while I am down. Yaqian became even busier after securing the government project, but no matter how busy she was, she would immediately check the hourly updates sent by the bodyguards about how I was doing at home. It had been 3 hours. I had not left my room once. Yaqian had always worried most about me. Unease rose in her heart, and she felt something was wrong. A quiet child is always up to something. She told the bodyguard to knock on my door. Go check the villa and see what the young master is doing. Young master, are you in there? I am playing games. What is it? The young master is playing games inside. Nothing is wrong. Hearing that I was fine, Yaqian finally set her anxious heart at ease. Over the next few days, Yaqian worked at the company during the day, while I kept playing games at home. Whenever I wanted to go out, Yaqian rejected every request. At night, the two of us were restrained by the same gold chain. We lay at opposite ends of the large bed, more than a meter apart. The only inconvenience was that to put weight on quickly. I ate several extra meals every day. I even ate and drank before bed. When I went to the bathroom at night, I would wake Yaqian. With Yaqian being woken in the middle of the night, her sleep grew even worse. After a while, people throughout Z group quietly whispered that I had run their president ragged. Yuan Qianshan wanted to win back her father's trust, so she busied herself partnering with smaller companies. She had been furious that I cursed her out and blocked her at the bidding meeting. She had been furious, but she believed I had ultimately obeyed her by holding Yaqian back and keeping her from entering the venue. She was convinced I still had feelings for her and was merely throwing a tantrum. Unfortunately, her people were useless. Even though Yaqian had not gone, she still lost the project. Later, she learned I had been hospitalized because I was helping her. She found time to message and check on me. I did not reply. She thought someone had restricted my freedom, which was why I had gone silent. So she sent several texts to my old number, saving them for a future confrontation. I had been transported into this world for half a month already. The initial novelty had long been worn away by this isolated life. Every morning, I opened my eyes to this luxurious yet cold bedroom. I scrolled through short videos, watching other people live their lives, until my finger joints ached from scrolling. I sprawled on the bed, tossed my phone aside, and called to the system. Yuan, can the main quest and side quest be activated yet? I cannot even see another person. I play games in this room every day. I am about to get tendinitis. Host, how about we sneak out? Wouldn't running away put us right back on the original plot? In the original plot, Yaqian imprisons me. I try to escape. Then Yuan Qianshan hurts me, and Yaqian catches me and brings me back. My body is so weak. I might drop dead halfway through. You have a point. Then get your health back first. Your health is your foundation. You need a strong body for any mission. Oh, speaking of getting healthy, host, if you can restore your weight to a normal level, you will complete the first stage of the happy ending objective. What did you say? Getting my health back counts toward completing the objective? Yes, for a happy ending. Physical and mental health are the first step. What qualifies as healthy? At minimum, several indicators must meet healthy standards, with no other illnesses. For you, host, that means putting on weight. I worked at it for half a month and only gained 3 or 4 pounds. Host, you are 188.8 centimeters tall. You need to weigh at least 154 pounds. Anything below that is very unhealthy. I looked at how painfully skinny I was, nodded, and put down my phone. Starting today, I will eat a little more. Thump, thump, thump. I hurried downstairs to find Annie Wong. Annie Wong, starting today, make me some nourishing food to help me gain weight. Make whatever is most restorative. Of course, young master, leave it to me. I will build you up properly. Though she seemed to have misunderstood me. At the dinner table, I saw the feast before me and dug in. Yaqian slowly swept her gaze across the table. Char-grilled oysters, medium well steak, fresh tender deep sea fish, and bright green chive scrambled eggs. A hearty restorative soup. With goji berry tea. The aphrodisiac theme could not have been more obvious. Miss, your husband specifically requested this afternoon. He said that starting today, we should prepare restorative meals to nourish his body and replenish his energy. Your husband is very thoughtful. The corner of Yaqian's mouth twitched. She looked at me. I was busily stuffing my face, slurping an oyster from its shell in one hand, while using my other hand to fork beef into my mouth. Yaqian closed her eyes briefly. She told Annie Wong to leave. In the dining room, only the soft clink of tableware and my determined chewing remained. Is it good? Is it good? It is delicious. Annie is an amazing cook. The soup is especially flavorful. I let out an utterly unrefined burp. Yaqian looked at me. My eyes held nothing but appreciation for the food, with no other hidden meaning. She suddenly felt that she had been flattering herself. She picked up her chopsticks, her expression composed, and began to eat. Hurry up and eat. There is so much food. If you do not eat, I will finish it all. With that, I ladled myself another full bowl of soup. I was determined to see my weight gain plan through. Yaqian watched me devour the food like a whirlwind. Her eyelids started twitching again. Seemingly casually, she reminded me to eat a little less. Binge eating could land you in the hospital again, like last time when your stomach could not handle it. That will not happen. I was happily calculating how many ounces this meal might help me gain. Yuan was monitoring my intake in real time, too. I was still nowhere near the warning limit. I know what I am doing. I picked up another piece of chive. Seeing how happily I ate, Yaqian ended up eating much more herself. Night had fallen deep and dark. She lay on the bed, just over 3 feet away from me. Her body was warmer than usual, and her emotions quietly stirred with it. The way Chen had been lately really did seem as though he had forgotten all those years, and everything that had happened between them. It did not feel like an act. This unfamiliarity and detachment could not possibly be faked for so long, or feel so real. Yaqian's thoughts drifted back to the years before she turned 20, back to their youthful days. Feelings that had long lain silent and withered, quietly revived when she faced the amnesiac him. That restless heart became vivid and burning once more. But how could I have guessed the turmoil in her heart? At first, I had resisted sharing a room and sleeping beside her. But after living together for half a month, I gradually became certain that Yaqian simply did not want me seeing Yuan Tiantian. She only wanted to keep me safe. Aside from that, in every other respect, she did not seem to have any other intentions toward me. A week passed in this intensely nourishing routine. Because I ate plenty every day, I had visibly gained weight. My once slight arms and legs had filled out with a layer of soft flesh. One morning, I quietly stepped onto the scale. The needle settled steadily at 121 pounds. I could not stop myself from smiling. I looked myself over from every angle in the mirror. But Yaqian, changing alongside me, felt as if a blazing fire had quietly ignited within her. At first, it only kept her tossing and turning at night. After all, her body was not weak. Later, it became a quiet torment. She often jolted awake in the middle of the night and could only use the faint light to silently watch me sleeping soundly beside her. I was completely unaware. Seeing how completely I trusted her, the heat stirring inside her eventually turned to helpless resignation. Forget it. She needed to take things slowly. She could not bear to wake me from my sleep, nor did she want to force herself into a cold shower, much less explain it to me. Another night came. That familiar heat swept over her, stronger than ever before. Fine sweat beaded at Yaqian's temples. She gently lifted the covers, then used a key to unlock the chain on her wrist. Half asleep, I rolled toward the middle of the bed, barely brushing against the skin of her arm. She practically fled into the bathroom. She wanted to wash away those strange thoughts. When I woke the next morning, I had no idea what had happened the night before. As usual, I got up and went downstairs to eat. Yaqian looked at me, my complexion growing healthier by the day, and felt deeply happy. Yaqian, I am bored to death at home. I want to go out. Besides, I think I need a job. I am at your house every day, and I cannot just live here like a pig. Hearing me describe myself that way, Yaqian could not help laughing. Chen was still the same as back then. When he got ruthless, he even insulted himself. I know you do not want me going out, but I am going stir crazy at home. I am not the Qiao Chen who would live or die for a woman anymore. I am the 20-year-old Qiao Chen. I want to better myself. Work hard, stay positive, and be optimistic. I want a job. Any job will do. If I do not know how, I can learn slowly. I do not want to be kept at home like a pet forever. I feel like some pet cat or dog, not a real person. Host, you are amazing. This is the real you. The you bound by the plot. The you bound by the plot was never the real you. Look how the live comments are praising you. I want to be the master of my own life. I do not have to be exceptional, but I need the right to make my own choices and do what I want to do. Right now, I want to get a job, be part of society, and become independent. The Chen who is truly himself again. I have not seen him in years. Oh, yes. You can be my assistant. You will follow me every day. There are no other options. Yaqian was displeased. She huffed, cheeks puffed in annoyance. What is with that look? What is that expression? What is that attitude? Fine, I get it. I agree. The thought of being with you 24 hours a day makes me miserable. Happy with that reason? I am just afraid you will trick me. What if you use work as an excuse to secretly go see Yuan Tiantian again, then start acting like you cannot live without her? I would have to save you again. I recalled what Yuan had said about the previous cycle. After killing Yuan Tiantian, she had died alongside me. Honestly, I really did not think Yaqian liked me. After all, we were never that close. Even now, we could turn breakfast into a fight. For the first 20 years of our lives, that happened all the time. We would argue after barely 2 sentences, then make up after barely 2 more. I truly could not imagine why she would make that choice. Were Yaqian and Yuan Tiantian both sick in the head? Did they have to wait until someone died to understand their own hearts before they regretted it? Oh, I get it. I will be your assistant, then. When the black sedan stopped smoothly outside the Z Group headquarters, employees passing by unconsciously slowed down. The car door opened. The first person out was Yaqian, the usually aloof CEO heiress. Everyone's eyes were instantly drawn to me at her side. Yaqian ignored the focused stares around her and took my hand as she headed straight for the executive elevator. Whispers immediately broke out around us. A few bolder employees quickly pulled out their phones and flooded the Z Group gossip chat. What is going on? Assistant Yu. President Z brought an incredibly handsome man here, Chen. The Chen they remembered is always hysterical, with eyes only for Yuan Tiantian. Yaqian actually brought him to the company? With a ding, the executive elevator doors opened again. Yaqian stepped out first, with me right behind her. The employees on the top floor instantly sat up straight. Come to my office. Yes, President Z. Zhu immediately composed herself and followed after them. President Z, Mr. Qiao. Good morning. What can I do for you? Before Yaqian could speak, I had already looked up, my excitement utterly out of place. Please arrange a workstation for me. I am starting work here today. Was she hearing things? Otherwise, how could she have heard? The CEO's husband, who was always causing trouble for the company, was actually saying he wanted to work here. It was practically terrible news. She instinctively looked to Yaqian. For confirmation, Yaqian gave an almost imperceptible nod. In my office, at another desk, he will start with simple tasks. No, I want to sit outside with everyone else. Do as I said, now. My request was denied, which was not exactly unexpected. Yaqian was a complete dictator now. If you dare sneak out under the excuse of going to work, you will never set foot outside the house again. The moment I walked out, I met dozens of eyes outside that had not quite looked away, all brimming with gossip. Our gazes met in midair, and the atmosphere turned awkwardly delicate. But I felt as if I had found my people. A broad smile instantly spread across my face. I walked over on my own, my voice bright. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. We are colleagues from now on. I am new to the working world, so I do not know anything yet. I hope you will all look out for me. Of course, you are too kind. As if completely unaware of their probing stares, I naturally joined in, with a few casual remarks. The tense atmosphere eased considerably. One employee could not contain their curiosity, and cautiously tested the waters. May I ask about you and Presidency? What is your relationship? I blinked, then answered smoothly. We grew up together, and we were classmates too. So that is it. Everyone suddenly understood. They were childhood sweethearts. So, who exactly was he? Zhu arrived with the facility's staff, carrying a brand new desk, chair, and computer equipment. They walked over, seeing me surrounded by the crowd. Mr. Qiao, why are you not in Presidency's office? Zhu stopped, her tone respectful. The words Presidency's husband were like a stone tossed into a calm lake, sending massive ripples through everyone's minds. The room fell silent at once. The Z family's son-in-law was rumored to be on terrible terms with Presidency. Sure enough, the only man who could appear alongside Yaqian was Presidency's husband? Miss Z, I really cannot figure out your game here. What they did not know was that, behind the special one-way glass in the president's office, Yaqian stood silently. Her gaze pierced the glass, fixed firmly on me. Her eyes churned with unreadable, complicated emotions, curiosity and scrutiny, along with a trace of possessiveness she was forcing down. Chen had been very well behaved lately. He even had the spark and vitality he possessed at 20. He was almost flawless. This could be Chen's more sophisticated disguise. She needed to find the flaw quickly and tear away Chen's mask. But, how I wished all of this were real. I wish time would stop right here. I wish Chen could remain this way forever. The Chen who smiled at me, who talked back to me, and who only gave a foolish little laugh when I teased him. Juju worked efficiently and quickly set up my workstation, a brand new computer, and every office supply I could need, with my own space. I looked especially absorbed. I sat properly in front of my computer all morning, sometimes frowning in thought, sometimes tapping at the keyboard. I was ridiculously serious about it. Yuan. What does this report mean? Yuan. What does this report mean? What do all these numbers represent? How do I format this document? Why does mine look so ugly? School never taught us this. I have never dealt with this before. This PowerPoint template is so tacky. The colors are hideous. True to my self-reliant principles, I secretly searched on my phone first. Whenever I truly could not figure something out, I urgently called Yuan for off-site guidance. After stumbling through the entire day, I somehow managed to complete several basic tasks fairly well. Yaqian printed out the documents I submitted and pointed to several spots with her pen. The logic does not work here. These data citations are inaccurate. Some formatting does not meet company standards. I leaned closer as she circled sections and explained them on the page. Her voice was gentle and patient. Without realizing it, I followed her train of thought, watching her demonstrate the revisions and adjustments, learning the logic she used to solve problems. Dusk gradually colored the sky outside. My 5 o'clock end of work alarm rang right on time. Just moments ago, I had been fully focused, but suddenly I was brimming with energy. My eyes lit up. I saved the file in a flash, then shut down the computer in one smooth motion. I cheered, jumping up to rush outside. Qiao Chen, do you not want my revision notes? I will revise it tomorrow. Labor law says. The workday is over. I dashed out of the office area, leaving behind a crowd of employees silently watching me with envy. Who does not want to leave work on time? But my freedom was painfully short-lived. I am sorry, Mr. Qiao. President Z specifically ordered that you cannot leave the company alone. Yaqian, I am off work. I am going home. Finish revising the document before you leave. It is after work hours now. That means triple pay for overtime. As an employee, you are leaving before your boss. At any other company, you would already be fired. Clutching my phone, I looked back at the towering elevator. Dejected, I stepped back inside. The button for the top floor lit up for me again. Let us go home. I hate overtime. I followed Yaqian into the elevator. This time, I was much quieter. By the time Yaqian drove me back to the Z residence, the night had grown late. Annie Liu had already prepared dinner. 6 steaming dishes and a soup sat on the table, radiating the warmth of a home-cooked meal. The two of us ate dinner in silence. I went straight back to the master bedroom to keep crushing it in my game. Yaqian went to the study to handle work. Not long after, her phone buzzed. Come out for a drink. I heard you took my brother-in-law to the office today. What is going on? I am not going. Nothing is going on. Do not try to brush me off. You just spend an entire day together peacefully, with no fighting and no Cold War. That is stranger than the sun rising in the west. Well, he has amnesia, fortunately. Yaqian was thoroughly exasperated. She sent a few perfunctory replies, then ignored the messages. Nice. An hour later, the doorbell rang. Andy Wong answered the door, to find Gu Niannian standing there with a beaming smile. She changed into house slippers as though she lived there. Miss Z, I am at your house. Gu Niannian messaged Yaqian upstairs. Where is my brother-in-law? You really are persistent. Yaqian instinctively glanced at the tightly closed master bedroom door. You came all this way just for this bit of gossip. Of course, it is a miracle you two did not fight. Naturally, I wanted to see it for myself. Gu Niannian sat up straight, her eyes gleaming. Yaqian said flatly, We are not monkeys at the zoo. We are not worth a special visit just to gawk at us. That said, Chen, wasn't he always ready to die for Yuan Qianchen? Why has he suddenly changed? Do not tell me he has fooled you again. Back then, I caused a citywide uproar over Yuan Qianchen, as Yaqian's closest friend, Gu Niannian, had spent plenty of nights drinking away her sorrows with her. Naturally, she was still wary. A faint softness flickered in Yaqian's eyes. He has amnesia. Last time, he pretended to have a headache and amnesia too, just to make you soften toward him. His tricks have escalated this time. This time, it is real. He does not even remember who Yuan Tiantian is. What if his acting has simply improved? Yaqian, do not fall for him again. Before she could finish, a soft door opening sounded from the second floor. They both looked up. I came out wearing loungewear. Standing by the railing, I looked down. My gaze was clear, tinged with unfamiliarity and curiosity. Niannian immediately rose to her feet, wearing her signature bright smile. Hello, brother-in-law. Were we too loud? Did we disturb you? I walked downstairs and nodded at her, polite but distant. Hello. At the same time, I urgently called for the Tuan Yuan system in my mind. Who is she? Niannian is a close friend the female lead met while launching her business. They are extremely close. She is probably the only one who can speak honestly with Yaqian. Understanding dawned on me as I met Niannian's probing gaze. I just came down for some water. Please, carry on. I walked to the kitchen refrigerator and took out 2 bottles of mineral water. He actually smiled at me just now. He even said hello first. Did he not give me a cold look every time he saw me before? Looks like he really has amnesia. Chen's memories stopped when he was 20. He has forgotten everyone and everything from after that. That is wonderful news. We have to celebrate. Let us go out for a few drinks. My treat. Yaqian paused for a moment. All right, let us go. You are already checking in with him. Yaqian, are you falling for him again? Yaqian ignored her. She walked to the master bedroom and knocked softly. My slightly muffled voice came from inside. When she pushed open the door, I was sitting cross-legged on the sofa, my fingers flying across my phone screen. The match seemed intense. The screen's glow lit my face, outlining my focused profile. I seemed utterly immersed in my own world. Chen, I am going out for drinks with Niannian. I might be home late. I did not even look up, my eyes still glued to the screen. Oh, go ahead. It is not like I have you on a leash. The instant the words left my mouth, Yaqian went almost imperceptibly still. That remark was like a thin needle, piercing straight into her heart. She wanted to say something, but every word caught in her throat, eventually turning into bitter silence. In the end, she said nothing. She only gave me a long look, then gently closed the door. The bar lights were dim and hazy. Deep music throbbed against their eardrums. Without a word, Yaqian downed 2 glasses of liquor in quick succession. Slow down. What are you doing? What upset you so suddenly? As she raised the 3rd glass to her lips, Yaqian tipped back her head and drained it. Should I not be keeping him cooped up like this? You are protecting him. Before, the moment you let him go, he ran straight to Yuan Tiantian. He caused so much trouble. Were you not always the one cleaning up his mess? Now he has amnesia, and the situation is unclear. We need to be extra careful. What if something happens again? He does not like being kept locked up by me, and he does not like me either. Yaqian stared at the amber liquid swirling in her glass. Isn't that obvious? But at least he is not making a scene now. At least things can be peaceful for once. Take it slow. You cannot rush feelings. But Yaqian seemed not to hear her. She poured herself another full glass. Niannian shook her head. She knew she was destined to be Yaqian's drinking companion tonight. Their striking looks had already drawn plenty of attention. Before long, a tall, well-built man approached with a drink in hand. He sat in the empty seat beside Yaqian. Ladies, drinking alone is so dull. How about we share a drink? Sorry. My friend is married. Married people can still make friends, can't they? This beautiful lady seems upset. Let us have a chat. I am married. The man's smile stiffened for a moment. He pointedly glanced at her bare fingers. His tone turned provocative. You seem upset. Did you have a fight with your husband? If you ask me, sometimes you need to let yourself unwind. Maybe your husband is out somewhere, having fun too. Besides, you have even taken off your wedding ring. Why take it so seriously? Life is short. Why not enjoy it while you can? Meanwhile, I was playing on voice chat with my gaming friends. The couple on the opposing team had us speechless. We were having a great time. Out of nowhere, I let out a loud sneeze. Who is thinking about me? I rubbed my nose and muttered. The temperature around Yaqian seemed to plummet. Get lost. The icy menace in her gaze froze the man in place. He hurriedly fled. Niannian breathed a sigh of relief, but when she turned back, Yaqian had lowered her eyes. She was staring fixedly at her right hand. Her ring finger was bare. My marriage to Chen was a sham from the beginning. Chen did not love me before he lost his memory, and he still does not love me after losing it. That realization burned through her more fiercely than any liquor. Yaqian said nothing more. She drank one glass after another. Niannian felt terrible watching her, but she did not know how to comfort her. In the end, seeing how drunk Yaqian had become, she had no choice but to call her people over and have them get this troublesome woman home safely. It was late at night when the driver helped Yaqian out of the car. The night breeze hit her, and her mind seemed to clear for a moment, but her steps were still unsteady. She brushed aside Niannian's outstretched hand. Then she staggered into the house alone, making her way up the stairs one step at a time. Niannian saw there was nothing more for her to do, and went home reassured. Outside the bedroom, Yaqian stopped, leaning against the cold wall. She awkwardly smoothed her skirt. Only after that did she take a deep breath and grasp the cold doorknob. All right, babe, this kill is yours. My excited voice drifted faintly from inside, through the gap in the unlatched door. It reached her ears with startling clarity. Yaqian's hand froze on the doorknob. The blood throughout her body seemed to freeze instantly, only to rush to her head the next second. That man's malicious insinuation now felt like the cruelest prophecy, coming true in the most bitterly ironic way. So Chen never lost his memory. He has been lying to me all along, with those innocent eyes that carried the shadow of his 20-year-old self, and those seemingly docile gestures. He carefully spun an enormous lie. So, where I could not see, Chen was still with Yuan Tiantian, keeping in such intimate contact with her. Babe. What an intimate pet name. Years ago, I called Chen's name countless times in my dreams. I hoped that one day, Chen would call me that too. But Chen had never called me that. Not once. Yet he called another woman that. Countless times. Yaqian's jealousy fermented in the haze of alcohol. The slight sobriety she had regained, now mixed with overwhelming fury. The humiliation of being fooled surged up like molten lava, instantly devouring the last of her reason. She violently shoved open the bedroom door. Warm, soft light spilled out from the room, a stark contrast to the dark hallway. I was propped against the headboard, wearing headphones, my fingers still flying across the screen. The sudden bang clearly startled me. I jerked my head up, my face still held, the easy smile from playing with my gaming friends. Yaqian stood there, her cheeks flushed an unnatural red. Her eyes were bloodshot, filled with the despair I had never seen before. Her usual cool composure was completely gone. She looked like a trapped beast wounded to the core. She stared at me fiercely. Her lips trembled. After a long moment, she forced out a tear-choked question. Her voice choked with tears. Qiao Chen, you lied to me. You never had amnesia. I was utterly confused. I sat upright. What did I lie to you about? I have never lied to you. Never lied to me? She walked toward me step by step. Her high heels struck the floor, each step like treading on knife blades. Then who was that babe you called just now? Yuan Tiantian, right? You have been pretending all along. Pretending to have amnesia. Pretending to be obedient. Pretending I was the only one you relied on. All while secretly keeping things going with her. Only then did I understand. Half amused and half exasperated, I held up my phone. You mean this? That is my gaming teammate. He is a guy. I just got 5 kills. I called him babe to celebrate. What are you imagining? Yaqian stopped short. More than half her drunkenness vanished. The fury in her eyes slowly froze, turning into stunned disbelief. She stared at the game on my phone screen, then looked at my innocent expression. The color drained from her cheeks, leaving her pale. I softened my voice. Yaqian, I know what you are afraid of. You are afraid I will remember Yuan Tiantian. The man who once would have lived or died for Yuan Tiantian was not me. I was a puppet controlled by the plot. My memories now end at 20. I only remember as his childhood rivals who fought constantly. She turned her face away. Her shoulders trembled slightly. She would not look at me, but she did not argue again. I got out of bed and walked over to her. The man who once would have lived or died for Yuan Tiantian was not me. I was a puppet controlled by the plot. My memories now end at 20. I only remember as his childhood rivals who fought constantly. I remember winning the race at the sports meet and spraining my ankle. You supported me all the way to the school clinic, scolding me nonstop, yet too afraid to grip my arm too tightly. I remember how you always acted tough, but had a soft heart. When I ran out of spending money, you acted reluctant, then turned around and slipped money into my hand. I remember you saying, even if every man in the world died, you still would not like me. You only said that in anger. I know. I reached out and gently wiped the tears from her face. My movements were clumsy, but sincere. Over these past 2 weeks, I have seen everything clearly. You chained me with a gold chain, because you feared I would run away or get hurt. But you gave me the best life possible. You even skipped an important bidding meeting for me, even knowing I might have been faking it. You came running to me every time. Yaqian, you are not the villain. You are the most foolish person in the world, and the one who protects me most. She suddenly looked up. Tears splashed onto the back of my hand, burning hot. You really will not go back to Yuan Tiantian. Why would I go looking for her? A woman who strung me along, used me, and stepped on both me and the Z group to climb higher, yet would not offer me one sincere word. I would have to be out of my mind to touch her again. The man I was before was not me. Now, I am my own person. I will only stay away from trash like her. Host, you are amazing. The misunderstanding has been cleared up. I ignored the system. I gently took Yaqian's hand and led her to sit by the bed. For everything before, I apologized to you on his behalf. He made you suffer for 6 years. He made you sleepless night after night, even though you loved me, yet left you no way to keep me but to imprison me. He is the one who wronged you. But I promise you, from today onward, Chen will never make Yaqian shed another tear. Yaqian threw herself into my arms, wrapping her arms tightly around my waist. She buried her face in the crook of my neck. 6 years of pent-up pain finally burst free. She cried like a child. I gently patted her back, my heart aching for her. Yaqian's so-called imprisonment was never about control. It was salvation. If she had not stayed by my side every moment, the me controlled by the plot would have died long ago through repeated self-harm and despair. In her clumsiest, most obsessive way, she saved my life. Do not chain me up again. I will not run. If you are still afraid, I will leave. I will take you with me wherever I go. I will go to work with you and keep you company after work. I will never leave you for the rest of my life. She lifted her tear-reddened eyes and asked softly, really? I swear it. And I will work hard to help you manage the Z group. I used to hold you back. From now on, I will be your strongest support. That night, for the first time, we no longer slept a meter apart. I held her, and she rested in my arms. She slept soundly through the night, without tossing and turning, without waking in terror at midnight. The next morning, Yaqian was still a little embarrassed when she woke up. The tips of her ears were red. I deliberately teased her. Presidency. Who was the one crying yesterday? She glared at me, but her usual coolness was gone, with a hint of coy annoyance. Do not mention it. After getting up, I had the bodyguards take away every gold chain in the house. From now on, I will bind you with my heart. It will hold tighter than anything else. In the days that followed, I fully immersed myself in the Z Group's work. At first, I could not even understand financial reports. Later, I gradually learned business from Yaqian and handled company affairs. I improved quickly. Yaqian was endlessly patient when teaching me, and I put my whole heart into learning. I worked especially hard, wanting only to ease her burden, so she would not have to shoulder everything alone. As for Yuan Tiantian, she finally paid for her greed and selfishness. Her government contract bid failed. Not only did she fail to secure the Qi family's investment, she also fell deeply into debt. The Yuan Group's shares were mortgaged. Her father had always valued profit over family. Seeing that she had completely fallen from power, he stripped her of every right she held in the company and promoted his other children instead. Yuan Tiantian was abandoned by everyone. All her former glory vanished. In the end, she could only leave Haishi in disgrace, with no power left to cause trouble. When I heard the news, I only smiled faintly. In the end, everyone reaps what they sow. She had walked herself, step by step, into that ending. She had no one else to blame. When Niannian came to the Z residence again, she saw Yaqian and me sitting side by side on the sofa. I was peeling an orange for her, while she leaned against my shoulder, reading documents. It was a picture of quiet contentment. She was so stunned, she nearly spat out her tea. Oh my god, Qiao Chen. You have completely changed. You used to have eyes only for Yuan Tiantian. Now all you see is our Yaqian. Not bad, not bad. You have finally come to your senses. Yaqian gently gave Niannian a little push, though a smile played at her lips. Do not talk nonsense. I took Yaqian's hand and said earnestly, I was blind before. Now I see clearly. Who is truly worth cherishing? Host, the first stage mission is complete. Your health indicators meet the required standard. Second stage mission protects Yaqian. A mystery box reward has been issued. You unlock the couple's unity buff. From now on, your hearts will be in perfect sync. There will never be another misunderstanding. Haha. As the days passed, my weight gradually returned to normal. I was no longer painfully thin. I was full of energy and brimming with confidence. Yaqian and I also grew ever closer. From childhood rivals who constantly bickered, we became indispensable lovers in each other's lives. Under our joint management, the Z Group grew stronger and stronger. Its reach kept expanding, making it one of Heishi's leading companies. The shareholders who once doubted Yaqian now could not praise me enough. One weekend, I took Yaqian back to the university campus we once attended. Walking down the familiar paths, watching students come and go, it felt as if we were 20 again. I stopped walking, looked earnestly at Yaqian, and dropped to one knee. I took a diamond ring from my pocket. I bought this with the first money I ever earned. Yaqian, when I was 20, I sprained my ankle, and you helped me down this path. Now, at 26, I want to hold your hand and walk through life with you. Our former marriage was born of spite. It was salvation. It was an accident. But now, I want to marry you. Because I love you. Will you marry me? Yaqian's eyes filled with tears. She nodded hard, her voice choked with emotion. I will. I slid the diamond ring onto her ring finger, then rose and held her tight. From now on, there will be no more sworn rivals. Only my wife and me. We will never leave each other, for life. We will grow old together. Host, final mission complete. Grand prize, grow old together, activated. May you and Yaqian have a lifetime of happiness, peace, and all things going your way. Holding the woman in my arms, my heart was filled with contentment. Once, I thought I was a puppet trapped inside a novel, with a fate already written, destined only for tragedy. But now I know. As long as you stay true to yourself and cherish a sincere heart, you can break free from every shackle and become who you truly want to be. With 6 years of obsessive devotion and protection, Yaqian waited for the real me to return. With a lifetime of tenderness and companionship, I would make up for every hurt and every day she waited. Late at night, I looked at the sleeping Yaqian beside me and gently kissed her forehead. Being able to marry you in this life is the greatest blessing I, Qiao Chen, could ever have. For all the years to come, in wind and snow, it is you. In ordinary days, it is you. In poverty, it is you. In prosperity, it is you. The tenderness in my heart is you. And everywhere I look, I see you.